and
Sure.
many hearings and things to do without watching and seeing what transpires at city council meeting.
Totally
so very
understandable.
rarely
Yeah.
do I do that. But the people that I've met on city council, and my wife pays a lot of attention to it. We choose to endorse certain people
Sure.
periodically because they seem to share our views on things, and that's the way I like it.
We had Terry Schutte on here
Yeah.
a week or so ago, and
Wonderful person.
Oh God, yes. I go along with what she says. There was just more liveliness. There was more interest and more knowledge, quite frankly, among the older councils than we're starting to see or have seen over the past few.
Yeah, I really. Dennis Brady's the only one that I know much about.
Yeah.
I do know, Geraldine has.
Well, she's very dynamic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I, fortunately or unfortunately, got roped into being on the city ethics commission.
Oh, lucky you.
During this whole dispute controversy, and that was basically, I think, my good friend and city attorney Bob Levan, who recommended that.
He did do you a favor.
Exactly. But it was a difficult time to be on that commission. The people are attempting to do a very honest job. They were caught up in the rhetoric of, the politics of it all.
Right.
But the commission members themselves were trying to do an honorable job.
Yes.
The unfortunate thing is we ended up having to hire an attorney. Mm-hmm. And I say unfortunate, it was because the city attorney could not represent the city and represent the Ethics Commission too, because the charges or complaints were about certain city councilmen, or so it was difficult to have that kind of representation. The city attorney and who stayed out of it, and the appointed commission attorney, both did very good jobs of doing that. The commission attorney had considerable experience. He came in from outside the jurisdiction. He was not familiar with the politics of it, and spent a lot of time dealing with the case law that has been established at the state level concerning ethical questions involving commissions and members. Well, they're really difficult legal questions,
Sure.
and the people on the commission are making these judgments to the best of their knowledge and ability and skill, which is what they're called upon to do. But the decisions are really political decisions in the long run.
And a lot of these accusations were absurd.
Right, and the city council is the group that really needs to make the ultimate decision.
Yeah.
And you cannot nullify the acts of the people in an election through some city commission, in my judgment. The commission can make recommendations, but the ultimate nullification, if you're going to do that, of an election, better be by a court or by some body that is empowered to do that, and not by some commission which technically might have the power, but exercise it very cautiously.
I agree.
Well, that's a good synopsis of that. I'll tell you, it was a period that made a big difference in the influence on voting that particular year too.
Yeah.
Well,
And we
that's
didn't have
fairly
that this
current.
year. It was current, and more people I think turned out as a result of some of the issues about not a lot more voters. Yeah. But during this period of time, Michael, and I'll tell you, I was on the ethics board for Paris Clendenin, And when you're talking about this, I'm thinking, well, most of those things could have been prevented at some point before they got there. If someone had just, like you said, maybe a decision was not made, or a decision was made and it was risky to do with what the decision was. But anyway, it seems like this put a lot of negatives on the city at the time, and the city council and the administration. Totally uncalled for.
Totally uncalled for.
And the city has a good record in many,
Has an excellent,
in every way that I can think of.
I agree. The city is very well governed. It really is.
Right.
Listen, we've
Thank
only
you,
got about
Mr.
5
Director.
minutes left, Bert. What do you say we let Mike give us the highlights of your life in Bowie? Just a quick sketch.
And don't forget the appointment from the president you had during our final comment.
Okay.
Well, the highlight, it basically has been a good life.
Yeah.
Bowie has been exceptionally good to my family and to me. It's been a great place to live and to raise kids. Very unfortunately, one of my children was hit by a car coming home from school when he was 11, a long time ago now, and was killed. And so we had that negative experience. The Bowie community just gave us great support, and we've always appreciated that. And I think that was one of the biggest motivators of my getting involved politically. It was not an interest in becoming a person of higher office or one thing or another.
Right.
I think the other thing that I note is that the Bowie politics have been essentially clean, and I think because it's been nonpartisan.
I agree with you.
Absolutely.
Partisan politics pull things apart.
They do.
Now, I was a political appointee of the Clintons. I had been a Republican for a good part of my life.
Oh, I'm shocked.
But when I was appointed by the Clintons, or by President Clinton, that issue came up, and that was not an impediment to being appointed, that I had previously been a Republican. I had left being a Republican during the Nixon days, and it was after my personal experiences with some of the White House staff on issues, many issues, unrelated to the issues with the Nixon himself. So this was a decision that I made.
I'll tell you that Bowie has they're giving me the rap signal.
Okay.
Bowie has really benefited from having you here, and it's been an honor for me to have known you. And now you can buy me a beer.
Okay, and I will. And my wife would love to go to dinner with you and Eleanor.
Okay.
So
Bert,
we
you
invite you.
Thanks a lot, Michael. And Priscilla should have come on with you next time you get on.
Yeah, sure.
Wrap up, Bert.
The difference here is he said the words I think is very appropriate. I wish we had more people like you, not only as a guest on our show, but members of this community. Michael, good to
Bert,
see you.
thank you.
Great
John,
to see you, fellow
great seeing you.
Scott.
I'll tell you, I am really tickled to death.
Well, I
And
really appreciate
thank
being
you for
invited.
watching, viewers, and we look forward to seeing you again next week as usual. Good night.